Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are talking about a really cool psychological trick called the fresh start effect. And honestly, it might just be the key to finally making that big change you've been putting off. So let's get right into it. You know the feeling, right? You're kind of stuck in a rut, things aren't going your way, and you tell yourself, okay, that's it. I'll start over on Monday. Or maybe it's the first of the month or New Year's Day. Why does that feel so powerful? Well, turns out there's a real scientific reason behind it. So the biggest thing standing in our way is just inertia. We are absolute creatures of habit. Our routines, they have such a powerful grip on us because they're comfortable, they're automatic. Just breaking free of that is often the hardest part of making any change. And this is where researcher Katy Milkman's work is so important. She basically found that generic advice, just try harder, be more disciplined, it almost never works. To actually succeed, you need a specific strategy that attacks the real obstacle. And when that obstacle is simply getting started, well, there's one strategy that really stands out. And that strategy is the fresh start effect. This isn't just some fluffy motivational quote. Nope, it's a documented psychological phenomenon. It's like a science-backed roadmap for getting from where you are right now to where you really want to be. So what is it exactly? Well, the fresh start effect is our natural tendency to be way more motivated to go after our goals right after what our brain sees as a new beginning. These moments act like a mental reset button. It's like they create this clean slate, and all our past screw-ups feel like they belong to a different person, not this new, improved version of you. And the reason this works is pretty fascinating. It's all about how we see time. See, we don't really view our lives as one long, unbroken line. Instead, we chomp it up into chapters, or life episodes. This little mental trick lets us file away all our past failures into a previous chapter, which makes us feel way more optimistic about the new one we're just starting. And get this, it's not just a feeling. It has a real, measurable impact. One study found that people were 20 to 30% more likely to actually start a savings plan when they were prompted right after a milestone, like their birthday, compared to just some random day. I mean, that is a huge motivational boost. Okay, so we know what it is, we know it works. Now for the really good part. How can you find these fresh starts and, actually use them in your own life? So fresh starts basically come in three main flavors. First, you've got your obvious calendar dates. A new week, a new month, your birthday. Easy. Second are the big ones, meaningful life events, things that totally shake up your old routines, like moving or starting a new job. And finally, you have resets, moments where the scoreboard is just wiped clean, like starting a brand new project. But it's this idea of a reset that brings us to a really important warning. But, and this is a big but, there is a crucial twist here. While a fresh start is absolutely fantastic for getting you off the ground, it can actually backfire if you're already flying high. This is what's known as the high performers paradox. Okay, check this out. This was perfectly illustrated in a study of Major League Baseball players. Researchers looked at 40 years of data for players who got traded in the middle of a season. Sometimes, when they were traded, their stats were completely reset to 0 for their new team. And what happened next perfectly explains this paradox. For the players who were having a bad season, that statistical reset was a gift. It was a chance to mentally wipe the slate clean and, guess what? They tended to improve. But for the star players who were having an amazing season, the reset was devastating. It completely erased their hard-earned progress, it killed their momentum, and their performance tanked. So here's the big takeaway from all this. The fresh start effect isn't some magic wand you can wave to solve everything. It's a really powerful psychological tool, and just like any tool, you have to know when to use it and when to leave it in the toolbox. So here it is, your 4-step game plan. Super simple. 1, figure out your goal and be specific. 2, find your moment. Look at your calendar. What's the next fresh start coming up? 3, check your momentum. Are you starting from a dead stop or are you already on a hot streak? And finally, step 4, launch smart. Use that fresh start to get going, but if you've already got momentum, do everything you can to protect it. So that brings us to the final question, and this one's for you. Take a look at your own life, your own goals. What's the next new beginning you see on the horizon? And more importantly, how are you going to use it to launch that next, even better version of yourself?